Buenas tardes and bienvenidos a todo. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here for the Spiritual Living Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please connect with me so that I can send you the link and the password. Today is Sunday, March 6, 2022, and we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Everyday Wonder. The topic for this month of March is play, and the topic for this week is Playing Twister with God. Some suggested books for reading this month are Ordinary Wonder by Charlotte Joko Beck and Happy for No Reason by Marcy Shimoff. Each week we open with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer. It's also known as spiritual mind treatment. And this is a powerful tool and a practical tool that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept all the good that is already present in our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. Today, I'll be reading from March 2nd, 2014. And just a reminder that spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to just gently close your eyes and take these words as your own. God is my source and power. This energy of infinite intelligence and divine love is constantly flowing through me, in me, and as me. I declare that I am its perfect expression. I am open and receptive to God's inspiration. I am filled with the consciousness of clear, right thinking and loving feelings toward everyone and myself. Peace, love, and joy move me to a greater self-realization and creativity. The creative life force within me fills me with perfect health now. Every part of my being accepts my good. It comes directly from God. All the wisdom, strength, and courage I need to meet this day are given to me. My life is the life of God. I now joyously declare that I am healthy and whole in mind, body, and spirit. I know that Christ consciousness is working through me. I am the radiant health of God, vitally alive. Now I am filled with joy and boundless energy. Vibrant health is mine today. With deep gratitude for all my blessings, I release this to the law of mind, and so it is. And that was originally submitted by Reverend Aaron O'Donnell Stanley from Redondo Beach, California. And now, as we do each week, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. We have a grand purpose, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. And we do this by means of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And we do this by means of our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And once again, I'd like to welcome everyone. And please know that we are a philosophy that honors all religions and paths of faith. So please know that whatever your background is, whoever you are, know that you are welcome here. As I mentioned, we teach a philosophy, and it's called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, and we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. We've already experienced one of these tools with the opening spiritual mind treatment. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the Science of Mind teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. Each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And yes, it is recorded for playback on multiple social media, as well as us meeting in person. So you can join us on Sundays at noon at Winston's Bar and Grill, number 1231 Calle, Peru, right next to the Shell gas station. And hang out with us afterwards for some good food and some great conversation with like-minded people. If you have any questions or comments, you can either post them online wherever it is you are watching the replay, or chat with me in person, or send me an email, and I will be sure to respond. Connecting deeply with the divine can sometimes feel like serious work. And we can forget that joy and freedom are divine qualities too. What if, at the end of the day, we are all just playing Twister with God? Spirit has created each one of us with an overflowing capacity for joy, balance, and freedom. And yet, we have a very human tendency to get caught up in all the busyness of our divine selves. Play is a sacred activity. And it's absolutely necessary for our complete expression in this life. The most everyday of activities, play connects us with a sense of wonder and creativity. Play is healing to the body, mind, and heart, and it connects us with others and inspires our greater yet to be. Connecting deeply with the divine can feel like heavy work sometimes. Between meditation, prayer, contemplation, and acting the part of a serious spiritual person, who has time for play? We can forget that joy and freedom are divine qualities too. Spirit is dancing around us, in us, and through us at all times, calling us to celebrate it, the serious and the silly. What if, at the end of the day, we are just playing Twister with God? In the Declaration of Principles, Ernest Holmes wrote, "We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it." As we recognize that we are playing with the divine all the time, we connect with those divine qualities of freedom and joy that flow naturally from deep connection with heaven within. Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: God sings all the songs, dances all the dances, paints all the pictures, creates all art, writes every book, and plays every game. Do you remember playing Twister as a child, or perhaps as a young adult? There are these colored circles on a mat on the floor, and you need to place a hand or foot on the color when it is called out according to what body part and color the arrow lands on the spinner. Playing Twister, it's important to get your foundations right. You need the correct mat placed on an even, solid floor with bare feet, because slippery socks are not your friend in this game. The same is true for building a deeper relationship with the divine. Getting your spiritual foundations right means having a reasonable grasp of the basic principles of science mind. We need to be open to the idea that spirit is more than just a proper, serious grown-up thing, but rather, spirit is the all that is, including and expressing as all. There is no silliness you can find that's outside of God. In Think Your Troubles Away, Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote this: if we would know a God of joy, we must be joyful. When Brian's grandmother died, he sat down at her piano and played for the first time in 13 years. Having given up piano lessons for sports practice in school, he'd always intended to get back to piano, but hadn't gotten around to it. Just before her death, his grandmother told him she wished she'd spend more time playing. Needing to distract himself from her absence, Brian looked up a simple YouTube video and started to play. He quickly advanced to a weekly lesson at a local music school. Within a few months, he was asked if he would like to perform in the winter recital, something he'd never done before. Nothing quite prepares you to be the only adult performing in a piano recital with 14 children, but he did it. He played a song in front of an audience that had personal meaning to him. And the juice and goldfish reception that followed afterward, a little girl told him that she wanted to grow up and be just like him. His takeaway: you're never too old to try something you love, just for yourself. And Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: it should be considered good and right to live and to enjoy living. To be well, happy, and to express freedom is to be in accord with divine law and wisdom. When we play Twister, we intertwine and find ourselves up close and personal in all kinds of unexpected ways. Who hasn't dissolved into giggles when they found their face in someone else's armpit while reaching for right foot on green? Playing Twister with God is the same. No matter what we think will happen, we are continually intertwining in unexpected ways with infinite spirit. Life challenges, surprises, failures, wild successes, they all happen. As intuition feeds us the next step, left hand on yellow, the entire universe is swirling about us in a complementary dance, shifting us in a multitude of ways, and yet holding us up at the same time. Nothing and no one knows us better. And as we let Spirit in all the way, we get to really experience it. Cultivating a life of joy involves making space for play that lights you up, whether it be golfing or dancing or an evening out with good friends. When we start the game, God always joins in. Teilhard de Chardin said this: joy is the infallible sign in the presence of God. The twister is going to happen. Are we willing to embrace the play of it? Twister is ridiculous, but no more so than the joyful unfoldment of the absolutely incalculable ways in which playing Twister with God delights and surprises us. As Ernest Holmes says, if we are to know a God of joy, we must be playful. We must be joyful. Let go of the confusion that tells us that spirituality is serious and that play, laughter, and joy are frivolous and unimportant. When we make the space inside of ourselves to really laugh and to live in the expression of joy, we are our most God self. I have a friend that we like to banter back and forth with little quips of wit. And we find that one follows the other. And the more we add to the conversation, the more laughter and joy we experience. Psychologist and executive director of Playhaven, Victor Shamus, said this: play is a sacred act. When we are playing, the essence of all creation flows freely through us. We are expressing our true nature and connecting with the very core of our existence. Nothing is more spiritual than that. So this week, with the wonder of joy and play in our heart, explore the ways in which you let a God of joy into your life. Seek ways to play, to giggle, to laugh out loud, and to celebrate the unimaginable beauty of a life spent playing Twister with God. Austrian philosopher Martin Buber said this: play is the exaltation of the possible. And that leads us to our affirmation for the week. I am having fun with the divine. And so now it's our time for mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. And we rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated. Donations can be made using PayPal through our website. Our website is www.cslpv.org. When you arrive on the landing page, you'll see a donate button. And when you click on it, it will redirect you to PayPal so that you can make your payment in whichever way you desire. Alternatively, if you still like to send in a paper check, you can do so by addressing it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And now, if you would like to join us in our Offertory Affirmations. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. If you would like to have one-on-one connection for spiritual mind treatment to assist you with change or whatever it is that you're experiencing in your life, perhaps a little more laughter and joy, then please connect with me. And if you would like to commit to being a member of CSL Puerto Vallarta for this current year, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact us so that we can send you the current forms. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. And if you are interested in learning more about the science of mind teaching, we are now offering a course called Change Your Thought, Change Your Life. Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Connect with me for more details. And in the meantime, let's continue with practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions can create ripples of peace all around us. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and blessing be with you. Thank you for coming and sharing this time together. Peace and love to all. Namaste.